Welcome to the Sleon Productions podcast, where we interview influencers, authors, speakers, small business owners, anyone that brings value to this world. And today we have Adelaide Freeman. She is the founder of Twillo Brand Influencers, a brand agency in Nashville, Tennessee. Adelaide, welcome to the Sleon Productions podcast.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, I have to say, I get this all the time. No, I am not part of Twillo, the huge tech company out. I'm not the founder of Twillo, the huge tech company out in San Francisco. It's too funny. I get that all the time. I'll be at a networking event and I'll say I'm the founder of Twillo, and people just like are floored. I mean, they're like, that's a multi-billion-dollar company. That's incredible. And you founded it. And then every now and then I'll be like, yeah, I found it. And I'll just go with it, for a little ego stroke or something. And then eventually I tell them, no, actually whole different industry, influencer marketing, a team of 3, and not a billion-dollar company yet.
Yeah, so Twillo, I actually know about Twillo, but Twillo is a brand agency. Can you tell us how you started this company?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I was in New York City about 6 years ago and was in the fashion design industry. So I was actually an evening wear designer, and ended up, it was just a straight obsession. I'm going to be the first to admit. I wanted to be the next Marc Jacobs, female Marc Jacobs, obviously. And I was obsessed, working just brutal hours. While I was there, ended up meeting a friend of mine, ended up meeting a girl that was in our sister company in sales. She and I had a brutal boss. We both had, the Devil Wears Prada type of boss. I mean, just absolutely nuts. She and I ended up actually getting fired 2 weeks apart. And it was my first job that I had ever been fired or let go from. And misery loves company, right? So we ended up bonding over the fact that our boss was truly the devil. And now we had all this free time. Now, the reason that I share that is because, first off, God is so good, and he always has the final say, right? So he brings good out of incredibly challenging situations and moments. Little did I know that he was redirecting my path. And so I had all this free time, and she was actually an influencer on the side. So she ended up exposing me she was one that introduced me to the world of influencer marketing. And so because I had all this time, I started to go to all these events with her. And I am a natural, I'm a connector. I'm a middle child, right? I've been wired to connect two different parties to each other. So as I'm going to all these events and I'm meeting all these different brand managers and marketing managers, getting their contacts, creating these personal relationships, then over time, I also started meeting her influencer friends and her circle. And then, long story short, that's how Twillo began.
The connection happened.
So
the connection happened. So you were telling me before the show, you're originally from Tennessee and you moved to New York. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I like to say that, and I who really knows, but I like to say that I can beautifully speak both languages. Now, I can beautifully assimilate into the Southern culture, and I can give you Southern BS and small talk you to death. Or I can go to New York. I can be in the Northeast, be in New York, get straight to the point, and pick up my pace and completely leave my Southern BS behind. So, it's a transition. It really is. And the two worlds are different, but it was, I learned so much valuable. I learned people. That's what I would say. That to be able to transition from Southern to Northeastern culture, I learned people, and I know how to crack people. I know how they think now. I know how to speak their language. That's what I would say.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I know going to, I guess, slow to medium pace. Let me just stay positive about Tennessee. to a faster pace in New York. It's quite something. So your agency does a lot of influencing. I know a lot today is influencer. It's just a huge influencer market. Like, for example, if you heard about this guy named Dave Portnoy from up in he runs a sports website called Barstool Sports, and he does his pizza reviews right online, and he for almost every video he has a commercial, and these commercials usually come out on regular television, but now they're coming out in through internet videos. So tell us a bit about like the whole influencer world. Is it bigger than we think?
I love that question. Oh, wow. How do I even answer that? Let me ask you this. How much time do I have, right? Because I could either give you the 2-minute version or the 2-hour version. That's such a loaded question. I love it. I love it. Oh, man. Influencer marketing, is it bigger than we think? Yes, that's the short answer. It's much bigger than we think, because the cool thing is that, believe it or not, influencer marketing has always been around if you think about it. It's nothing new under the sun. We end up using a product, and then we have this incredible experience with the product, and we go next door, we tell our neighbors, oh, you've got to use this new cleaner. It gets stains off the couches. You got to try it out. Here, go to my friend down the road. He'll give you a discount. So that's influencer marketing in a nutshell. It's just peer-to-peer reviewing, right? But instead of knocking on your neighbor's door to tell them how incredible this product is, you just get on TikTok and create a dance. or probably not a dance, but you get on Instagram and you share a short video or a story, just sharing with your community that the benefit of these products or these brands that you really believe in. And the beauty is that influencer marketing has been around for so long, but finally now we're starting to really realize, wow, there is a lot of money behind this industry. And so companies are jumping on board, and influencer agencies are popping up, left and right to kind of capitalize on this wave.
Yeah, that's something that I've seen it, left and right now. Like a lot of these companies are putting their money not just in television, but there might be skipping television, just going straight, hey, to the best Instagrammer that has like a million followers or a million likes, whatever it is. So it's quite something, the phenomenon of advertising and marketing. So what type of criteria, or like what type of clients you usually take? Do they have to be like having like 100,000 people that follow their account, or it could be someone that, hey, I only have 100, but you can help me out to boost it up a bit?
Okay, so I'm so glad you asked that. That's a great question. I strategically only work with micro influencers. So influencers between the following size on Instagram of 5,000 all the way up to about that 50K mark. The reason for that, I actually don't work with influencers with higher followings than that. And the reason for that is because micro influencers, there's so many benefits. They have targeted niche audiences, and they really spend time developing trust with their audiences. Now, the reason that I share that is because a lot of the companies and the brands that I'm working for, so those are my clients, the companies and the brands, they're looking to get in front of very niche audiences themselves. For instance, I don't necessarily work with a Pepsi or a Red Bull that would pertain to a wide audience, but I work with, could be postpartum baby products, right? Postpartum products, right? These type of products are not for everyone. It's only for mothers that have just had newborns. And so that's a very niche audience. Another product could be a gaming chair for, teenage guys, teenage girls that are big into gaming and video gaming, right? Like that doesn't necessarily, that's not casting a wide net, but that's a very niche audience. And so when a potential client, a prospect comes to me and says, hey, Adelaide, we're looking to get in front of a certain type of audience, Then I say, well, that's perfect. I'm going to partner you up with a micro influencer, because other of their audience members are very similar, of similar aesthetic. Similar demographic and sociographic of the micro influencer.
Yeah, and that's something that I've been seeing a lot pop up. I work with clients, like you were saying, like the postmortem or postmortem, or toddlers, trying to sell, specific products. You see so much like niche products left and right. It could be gaming, it could be, products from baby, and to be honest, you can see a lot of them from Pinterest. I see a lot of those type of like niche stuff that really pop up. Which industry that you've worked with as your clients you never thought you would, but you were surprised this niche existed?
Oh, I love these questions. You're good. That's good. I would say I was not expecting to go down this route, but now I consider myself an expert in the mom influencing space. So when the mom, any type of product or service where a mom would purchase, be the final purchaser, have the buying power, that's the type of companies and clients that I work with.
That's quite something. Yeah. A lot like I mean, because I've seen a lot of different stuff these past couple of months, especially myself, because because my work is in web development, and I kind of dabble with marketing here and there, but there's some stuff that you just never heard of, and that could happen, to any client out there. So, there's been a lot of algorithm changes, and for like
Oh yeah.
influencers. I experienced it myself. I think everyone has. What are you doing to go around it? Or hey, you just gotta, go and pay for those boosts for everyone to see your ads. I mean, to see your post.
Oh, it's a world. It's a rough world out there when it comes to the algorithm, right? Because I jokingly say this, but there's a lot of truth in it. We're all at the mercy of Instagram's algorithm, right? We think we can, this is what makes me laugh. And I'm sure you're going to have, comments in the comment box being like, I don't agree, Adelaide, with what you're saying, but this is my theory. Everyone says that they're always trying to crack the code on the algorithm, but unfortunately it's always changing. And I think Instagram knows that, right? I mean, they do that strategically, right? They're always trying to change it so that we can't crack the code. My suggestion is, I do have suggestions in order to like get on top of it. I have so many suggestions. The first is that there are different types of platforms out there that you can subscribe to that will give you a full in-depth report of your audience interest, the health of your audience. It'll actually score your audience 0 to 100. And it will also tell you, what type of content you need to be posting, promoting, and it'll tell you the time of day. It'll tell you, it'll also give you like strategic advice on the different types of social platforms to cross promote and so forth. Now, the reason I share all this is because there's so much information out there for influencers or content creators to be that, the more information that they have and that they're strengthening their audiences. When I mean strengthen their audiences, I mean increasing their engagement, because Instagram takes note of that. So with strong audience engagement, posting the right type of content at the right type of day, at the right type of the week, the more information you can know, then the algorithm will end up rewarding you, and it'll show to a much, much higher percentage of your audience.
Yes, I've noticed that with scheduling. I've seen some tools out there that tells you post on Thursday at 8:59 in the morning, and that will work.
Well, I mean, I kind of, I don't know if I fully agree with, that, but I do know that there is certain types of each influencer has certain different types of the week that their audience is more engaged. So absolutely post during that. I mean, another thing as well is that, Instagram really wants you to use all their features. So be doing the reels, be doing the sticker, utilize the stickers, utilize the sticker links, do your stories,
add music,
right? Add music to the remix reels. Like, so if you can use all of their features and post at a certain type of day, and a certain type of week with the right type of content that your audience really cares about, and you have strong audience engagement, then the algorithm will be in your favor. So as you can tell, lots of different factors that go into play, but so it can be confusing, but also that's what makes it fun, right?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Gary Vee?
Of course.
Well, I used to watch his videos all the time, and I always heard him say, yeah, pretty much exactly what you said. If there's a new like video format, they're just promoting like reels or story, post it because they'll push you up in the algorithm, and that does work, you know. And I'm trying to think like what is the future of video? Like we've done everything from stories to reels. I'm like I'm pretty sure like they'll come up with some type of micro video platform.
Well, rumor has it, and this is purely rumor, so don't take what I say as truth here, or as the Bible, but Instagram eventually will get to the point where they're phasing out static post and it's only going to be video. I bet. Have you heard that as well? So it's like we're all going to be forced to be talking on our phones like this with non-stop video.
Yeah, they want to become like TikTok, but Instagram, how they started was just pure image posts, and like photography. But now it's kind of done a whole 180 turn.
Well, and my theory on that is because we're also going to be losing TikTok pretty soon. And so we're going to lose TikTok here in the US, and then Instagram is really going to kind of step its game up when it comes to video. Being that sole video platform, not sole video platform, because YouTube is always the king there, but one of, up there, because now YouTube has YouTube Shorts. Are you familiar with that? Like short.
Yes, I've been using that a lot lately, and they definitely put. I mean, I for sure see more views that than regular YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they push that. Yeah, those posts up way more now lately.
Okay, I hope your audience is taking note of that. That's gold right there. I hope y'all have your pen and paper out. That's good. That's good.
So you mentioned Instagram. What platforms do you have you been using the most? You could say Instagram, because I know Instagram is in that middle ground for a lot of these platforms. I know there's LinkedIn, of course, TikTok, which I think is going to be limited very soon, probably. So I wouldn't rely on that. But what other platforms do you like to use?
It was at one time it was Instagram and TikTok, and now absolutely TikTok is phasing out, and it's more Instagram and YouTube. And then we'll do Facebook here and there, but not as much on Facebook. Is more my clients utilize Facebook for their Facebook groups. So we get influencers to tap into different Facebook groups in order to stir up conversation around, engagement around products and brands and so forth. So
yeah, that makes a lot of sense with groups on Facebook. Because if you have like a page and you post video, I don't see much engagement. I don't meet too many people that watch Facebook Watch, which is like their YouTube for
really don't.
Facebook. I mean, I like all I know is like one guy that watches it, but I never watch it. I don't think you watch it, but I think when it comes to groups, that's very smart, because I actually started to go into these Facebook groups this past year or two, and I love it. Good content, obviously. You got to wait on on like some type of like notification from Facebook to let you know there's a new post. But yeah, you're right. Groups is probably like the most effective way there.
Truly, yeah, definitely. Get those influencers to jump into groups and promote on your behalf if you have a product or a service. So.
Absolutely. Cool, Adelaide. Awesome. So what is the best way? Maybe this could be your pitch to people out there that might be listening. Hey, I got a good amount of followers. I want to take it to the next level. What would you tell them, and what is the best way to reach you?
Okay, here's my secret. Jump on these platforms, because what I say is the goal should be not platforms as in the audience reports that I was sharing earlier. The goal should be not to grow your following, but it should be to grow your engagement, and then your following will come. So first focus on your engagement. First focus on creating a really strong audience, a strong community where you have those strong personal relationships. And then eventually what will happen is absolutely as your engagement grows, then your following size will grow too. But the way to increase your engagement is one top way is by utilizing this platform. I'll even share, I'm more than happy to share, Hype Auditor is gold. Hype Auditor will run these influencer audience reports for any type of content creator that's interested with a subscription. And it's sometimes, I mean, it can be 8 to 10 pages long. And also it will give more data and analytics that Instagram doesn't even offer to their business. So that's what I would suggest to recap. Focus on engagement first. Don't focus on following. Following will come. And then the way to really increase your engagement is tap into some key platforms, some incredible resources like Hype Auditor, and it'll give you great insights on the right type of content, and also give you insights onto how to really increase your engagement and just basically the health of your audience.
Yeah, the engagement is becoming a big issue, not amount of followers. And if you get like 1 million likes, I think it's way gold. Random question: what is your favorite type of videos to watch on Instagram or YouTube? Some people could say animals or pet dogs or like weird stuff like I don't even want to say it, but what is your favorite type of videos to watch on the internet?
I have okay. I mean, I got some, this is weird. This is just flat out weird. But
it's going to be, I mean, I like to watch birds.
Yeah, I feel
and
like
alligators. I'm a nature guy.
Okay.
So I watch on Instagram some, alligator trainer trying to, feed an alligator. Well, try to feed 10 alligators right in the middle. I love seeing that.
Well, I will say I got weird stuff on both, but on both YouTube and Instagram. I'll start with YouTube. The weird thing I like to watch is just jellyfish attacks.
I've never seen those.
Like especially,
got me curious.
It is so fascinating, but these jellyfish are just like massive, huge jellyfish, and they will like full on attack the fish. And these fishermen are trying to get the fish, but then they have to fight off the jellyfish. It's wildly fascinating. So, and this was happening in Japan. So I would.
Makes sense.
It makes sense. So I've
not seen that in the Atlantic or here in Florida.
Yeah, I was about to say you probably won't see that, especially like Gulf Shores or in Alabama or Florida or something. You won't see that. So that's some weird stuff I like to watch on YouTube every now and then. The funny thing though is that I'll only watch it when I need to kill time, right? So now on Instagram, I love to watch, and I have to be careful saying this, but I love to watch. Do you know what Christianese language is? You know what that type of person is that only speaks Christianese?
Yes, I do actually. I grew up in a Christian home all my life, so that definitely is something that I know what it is. So
okay, I love to watch comedians that make fun of those that only speak Christianese, and the reason is because let's just be real. At the end of the day, do we really have to slap a smile in a Bible verse on everything? Like, can't we just be real humans and say, hey, today was a really tough day and, I'm really struggling. Or do we really just have to say, slap a Bible verse on and say, just be happy and move on, because that's the joy of the Lord is our strength. Yes, it's true. The joy of the Lord is our strength, but we also have real emotions and we're real people at the same time too. So I enjoy watching comedians make fun of those that only speak Christianese.
You probably are familiar with John Christ.
Of course.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. Very brilliant guy. The guy is talented.
Brilliant writer, and also
there's
a lot of real of what he's joking about. Like,
true.
There's a lot of he might make fun and joke, but there's a lot of truth. I mean, some people are like guilty as charged about what he makes fun of. So that's why it's he's even funnier to watch, because there's a bit of truth. So, oh man. So that's on Instagram.
Yeah, it's interesting. Wow. Two are different. And
jellyfish in Japan versus Christians.
I will check that out. And
fake Christians in the South.
Yeah, and probably our phones are listening, so I'll probably get that video pop up tonight on my Instagram.
Oh wait, which one? The jellyfish and
jellyfish. We'll see who beats who wins first, YouTube or Instagram?
That is so
Usually,
bad.
Instagram is pretty good at this, capturing
Yep.
our.
I'll say, Joe, but be careful though, because you will get sucked into a dark hole if you watch all these videos, because then what happens is that it starts with jellyfish, and then all of a sudden it gets into sea creatures, sea monsters, and then it gets into the depths of the world. And then 3 hours later, you haven't moved and you've wasted your entire night. So just be careful. That's all I can say.
Awesome. Here's some more random questions. I haven't done this in a while on the podcast, but I think this might be the perfect fit. What is the best thing to have with cheese?
The best thing to have with cheese?
Yes.
Oh, what a great question. I'm loving these questions. Keeping me on my toes. Okay, ready?
You've been good so far.
Well, I'm a middle child, so we are trained for this, right? We are trained to stay on our toes. All right, okay, you're not going to expect this, but it's excellent. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Kahlua.
Kahlua, never. Wow. I thought you were going to say crackers or something.
No, not crackers. Get the right type of cheese with just a little bit of honey, so it's a little sweet, and then have a side of Kahlua in your coffee, and you're set.
That makes sense. Cool.
No, it doesn't. That doesn't make sense at all.
How do you have your pancakes?
Well, unfortunately, you can ask my boyfriend Danny, which is a good friend of yours.
Longtime friend.
Unfortunately, I am obsessive with protein in the morning. I don't believe in a carb-only diet. I just really don't. I'm just flat out against carb-only diets. Carb-only breakfasts in the morning. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So if it's a protein pancake, then I'll take it. But if it's not a protein pancake, then I won't even touch it in the morning.
Have you ever had Kodiak cakes?
Is that the one in that grayish brown box?
Yes.
Yes, I love that. Yes,
I believe they're protein pancakes.
They are protein pancakes,
yeah.
And I'll do a protein pancake with an egg and very, very little syrup, because I don't believe in sugar in the morning either. I don't believe in sugar or carbs for breakfast. It's just against my beliefs. I only believe in heavy protein. And if you have to do sugar, then you can do fruit. That's it.
And are you a dog or a cat person?
I used to only be a dog person. And then about a year and a half ago, I went to a Halloween party dressed up as a disco ball. And I wasn't drunk, but I was under the influence, and went downstairs to the backyard of the house party under the influence. And there was a stray kitten that smelled like trash bags, like truly disgusting, bloody paws, blood all up its paws, and so skinny with like ribs hanging out or, coming out. And because I was under the influence, I said, I must be its savior. So I scooped it up as a disco ball, got into an Uber, brought it home. The next day I woke up and I was like, what did I just do? And so now I have a cat. I have a cat, and I hate to say it, but if I was sober, I would have scooped it up and I would take it. Don't worry, I would have taken it to an animal shelter.
Okay. But
because I was under the influence, I scooped it up. I took it home with me, and it year and a half later, it's still my own. So all that to say, I've become a cat person because I am its savior.
Oh, that's awesome. Because one moment on Halloween night. Awesome.
One moment on Halloween night dressed up as a disco ball.
Adelaide Freeman. Adelaide, do you know that is a city in Australia?
You are so good. You were so good. Yep. My dad lived in Adelaide, Australia for 2 years.
Oh, that's why.
That's where he ended up getting the name, was, the city in Australia. And I like to say that the city was named after me, not I was named after the city.
So you don't meet too many Adelaides around.
Not really.
Oh, hey, that's great. You're unique.
I appreciate you saying that.
Adelaide, so what is the best way to reach you online?
I would say the best way is you can you can slide into my DMs if you want, at Twillo, TWILLO _brand influencers on Instagram, or you can just email me if you want. Adelaide, spelled exactly like the city in Australia, twilloevents.com. So Twillo, like T as in Tom, TWILLO events.com.
Twillo, not Twilio. Twillo,
Twilio.
TWILLO. I got used to it because I actually used that platform a couple of years ago. I haven't used it since, and it was like the only text messaging services in the world. But now there's like hundreds of them. So thank God for that, right?
Too funny, right? Too funny. Well, I just really appreciate you letting me come on board and come on your show. This has been awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome to learn a lot of enthusiasm. And I hope that people out there that want to take their next step, their business to the next level, contact you. And because everything's like, everything's internet, everything revolves around the internet, Instagram, YouTube. If you're not on it, it feels like you're not in the game. That's what it feels like.
Seriously. Amen to that, right?
So you got to get in it. If you're not in it, hey, it's not too late. I've seen people start today. I started, a couple months ago, and they're skyrocketing. So it's never too late. Anyways, Adelaide, thanks for coming on to the Sleon Productions podcast.
I really appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and go pick up some Kahlua and cheese. You will not regret it.
Perfect. Thank you very much.